great morning. Great morning, you guys. Happy Thursday. There we go. I see me. I see us live. Happy Thursday. How are you? If you are watching the replay, what's up? Great morning, great afternoon, or great evening, just depending upon what time you are checking us out. I appreciate you. I see we got our live viewers popping on. What's up to you guys? Good morning. Good morning. Listen, you guys, we are making our way through this book. Just in case you are new to the broadcast, somebody shared it with you, you are watching the replay and you stumbled upon it. My name is Demita McGee. I'm a Christian women's business coach, you guys. My husband and I co-own a company called Christian Business Academy Worldwide or International. And this is a book that we are reviewing right now called Business Secrets from the Bible, y'all. Spiritual Success Strategies for Financial Abundance. And it's written by Rabbi Daniel Lapin. All right. And it's a really phenomenal book. And we've been walking through this thing now for a little over a month. We are officially on secret number 26, which is awesome. There are 40 secrets in the book. We are on the last 14 to 15 secrets, and it's been such a blessing. And so great morning, Laskaya. I see you, beautiful. Absolutely fantastic, beautiful morning to you. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to tag a few friends, tag a few accountability partners, tag some of our amazing people who join us on a regular basis. Let them know we are live. And if you are watching the replay, if you would do the exact same thing, check and see, did your accountability partner pop up on here? If not, go ahead and tag them. But yes, I'm so grateful for this community. You know, I was doing a speaking engagement last month and I mentioned this book a couple of times, you know, because there's good stuff in this book. And so I mentioned this book a couple of times and I had somebody send me a message yesterday and say, hey, I heard you mention this book last month from the stage. I'm getting my copy. I already ordered it. I'm waiting on it to arrive because I shared a picture of it yesterday. So y'all, this book right here has been such a blessing, you know, to me. And I'm so grateful for everything that I am learning in here. Hold on, let me go ahead and make sure that I do my part as well. We have two groups where people join us. What's up, beautiful? Jaqueline says, great morning, y'all. Great morning, love. Okay, hold on one second, you guys. Uh-oh, wrong one, Demita. Wrong one. We're almost ready. What's up to our YouTube viewers as well? You guys, we have some YouTube viewers who join us, and I'm grateful for them. Thank you guys so much. I'm grateful for all the new subscribers as well. Thank you so very much. You guys are such a blessing. Oh, that's who I was going to tag. Got it. I lost my train of thought there for a minute. Okay. I think we're good now, y'all. We're good. All right. So let's dig into today. So today, again, we are focused on secret number 26. Okay. And secret 26 says, do not let your fear conquer you. Press on. This chapter it's a really good, excuse me, water. Hold on. It's a really good practical chapter. Really good practical chapter. And so we're going to start as we always do with prayer, and then we're just going to jump right in and dig into today. So great morning, Heavenly Father. Thank you so much for allowing us to be on this side of heaven another day. God, you saw fit for us to be a part of this Thursday, June the 17th or 16th, whatever day it is. You saw fit that we could be a part of it. And so this morning, God, I just want to say thank you, because there's somebody that laid down last night that did not wake up this morning. And so we did. The mere fact that we are here, whether we've been awake for 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 5 hours, it doesn't matter. You've already done things for us that we could not possibly do for ourselves. So this morning, God, as we jump into this chapter about pressing forward in fear, we definitely need your wisdom. I'm asking you to move me completely out of the way and teach this and share this, whatever it is that you want us to know. Bring whatever needs to be brought back to my remembrance, so that people can get value from this morning. I'm so grateful for every single person that tunes into this video, that tunes into these replays. I'm grateful for every single person that is on this journey, and we're on it together. We are a community, and you saw fit for us to gain this wisdom together. And so, God, this morning, I'm just grateful for everything you're doing through us and what you're doing in us. You allow us to be a personification of you walking on this earth. We know that today, when somebody sees us, it's the only Jesus that they're going to see. It's the only one of your representatives that they'll see. And so today, God, we ask that you create us to be a blessing, that you allow us to bless somebody today. Whether it's a kind word, a kind gesture, it doesn't matter. Thank you for using us in a way that, honestly, God, we wouldn't use ourselves. We would go back into our homes and we would stay there and we would just fulfill our own selfish desires, helping our own immediate family. But God, you put us here for more. You put us here to do more. And today, I'm praying the fear away. And so I thank you for enlightening us and showing us this information that you're going to show us today. But God, I also want to thank you in advance for giving us the courage to move forward and showing us what is truly possible when we put all of our faith in you and we press forward anyway. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. 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 All right, y'all. Let's keep digging. Let's talk about secret number 26, which is do not let your fear conquer you. Press on. So I want to share this brief story with you guys. Okay. Let's see, last year. So the backstory would be, well, before I even get to the backstory, last year I called this lady. Okay. This woman, I only met her one time, and I called her, and I didn't know if she was going to really know who I was, really remember me, because I only met her one time, right? In person, physically, like once. And so in the 7 years that we had talked to one another, I called her, y'all, and I said, listen, I had met her like 7 years prior, something like that. I called her and I said, I don't remember the details of the call, but this is the thing. I am in a network marketing business. So the reality is, did she remember me? Does she really know who I am? I see her. She's killing it on social media. And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and call her. Now, of course, I had some trepidation. I was concerned about calling her because honestly, we didn't really know each other. Like, we didn't really know each other. And I called. And she answered. And we had a brief conversation. And I invited her to see what it was I was doing. Backstory, I hadn't talked to her in 7 years. 7 years. Pretty much since the day that I met her. I maybe interacted with her a couple of times on Facebook, maybe. But when we met about 7 years ago, she was such a nice person. And I met her because I was doing a presentation for someone else. In my previous network marketing company, one of our top income earners, he's a friend of ours. And we met him in the company. And he rose all the way through the ranks and hit the very top level in the company. 6-figure earner, doing really, really well, traveling the world. Like, he was doing amazing. And he had a new person on his team. Well, he couldn't be there to do a presentation, and he found out that I did pretty good presentations. So he asked, hey, can you do it for me? And I was like, sure. We're not doing anything that night. So me, my husband, we had our son, who had to be 6 or 7 at the time, and we had our baby. Our baby was Giselle. Giselle was tiny. She was a new baby, which means she was still nursing. I was still pretty much carrying her in a carrier, all that kind of thing. So we take the kids with us. We show up at this lady's house whom I have never met before, and I do a presentation. And while I'm there, I meet this other really nice lady. And somehow or another, we connect on social media, and we've been connected all these years. And maybe once or twice, we may have talked on social media, but it really wasn't much at all. And then I reach out to her randomly and ask if I could show her this information. You guys, so what ends up happening? She says yes. She actually enrolls in the company. Like, she enrolls. She becomes a student of the company. And in the beginning, not interested in doing anything team building wise. Turns out to be straight beast. But I was scared to call her. And I got over my fear. Why? Because she was on my list. She was on my list. So I just went down the list and called anyway. That woman has turned out to be one of the top builders on my team. One of the top builders. Not only is she one of the top builders on my team right now, she is the reason. So if you guys ever see like my personal Facebook page, you'll see that we have this event that we do every single Wednesday. We've been doing it now for 6 or 7 weeks, something like that. And we do it every single Wednesday. And when I tell you we have a ton of fun, we have a ton of fun. It's a team night. The whole purpose is to build team culture so we can enjoy hanging around one another. If you have a guest, if you're building a business, then great, bring a guest. If you don't have a guest because you're not building the business and you really just want to hang out with the squad, great, just come hang out with the squad. Whatever the case is, we appreciate you for where you are in your journey, and we just really want to enjoy hanging out with you and spending time with you. And it has become one of the highlights of my week, going to this event every single Wednesday night. Now, if it were not for this lady, this young woman who I called, who I had not talked to in 7 years, who I honestly think I only met one time in person because I was doing something for a top income earner and showed up at the house of somebody I didn't even know. If it weren't for her, we wouldn't even have that location on Wednesdays. It is because of her, through her network, she got over one of her fears and she actually talked to the owner of the establishment. And so now we have this beautiful place that we get to hang out every single Wednesday. That woman's name is Jaqueline Burnham. She has turned out to be one of the most impactful players on our team. And I'm so grateful that I overcame my fear and trepidation and made that call anyway. Because honestly, had I not made that call, a good 25% of the team that we have would not even be here. That's how impactful she has been for our team. That's how crazy great. Now, it goes even farther than that. So this weekend, I get to hang out with her doing some workout type stuff. We're actually going, she introduced me to a friend of hers who's a personal trainer who looks amazeballs. Like, she looks amazing. And I get to go hang out with them this weekend on Sunday to a class. And so, am I freezing for anyone? Laskaya says I'm freezing for her. Am I freezing for anybody else? Let me know if you guys can see me okay, because on my end, it says I'm all good. And it looks like I am on my phone, but am I freezing for anybody else? Can you guys see me okay or not? Do me a favor. Let me know thumbs up. Let me know thumbs down. Please, please, and please. On my end, like I'm saying, it looks pretty good. Okay, Laskaya, I think it's you. So double check your connection. It looks like we're good. So because I got over that discomfort, because I got over that fear and I moved forward anyway, you guys, our team has grown and it's grown amazingly well. And she has been an integral part of that. But even more than that, I'm building this friendship with somebody that I met over 7 years ago that if it were not for this, if it were not for me getting out of my comfort zone, would we even really have this relationship that we're building right now? And so I say all that to say that the reality is when it comes to things, you're going to be scared, y'all. Like, you're going to be scared of a lot of things. The reality is you got to move forward in the face of fear anyway. And he asks a question at the beginning of this chapter. He says, how do we eliminate our fears? And then he gives us the real honest answer. We don't. We don't. It is a normal thing, you guys, to be afraid, to have this trepidation, to have some anxiety. It's normal to have that because he says the dirty little secret of true heroes is that they do not overcome fear by eliminating it. Guys, they overcome their fear by learning to cope with it. This is my favorite thing right here. I've said this for so many years, just using different words. He says, courage does not come from eliminating fear. It comes from the ability to act and plow ahead in the face of fear. I always tell people, listen, you can't boast or brag about being courageous if you weren't scared in the first place. Like, if you were not scared, how you gonna boast or brag that you really killed it if you weren't afraid? Like, you can't talk about how courageous you are. You may be a lot of things, but courageous is not one of them. If you haven't been afraid and pressed forward in the face of fear, like in the face of it. So true story, one of the things that I decided to do is when I'm really scared of something, I was like, I just got to do it. I got to do it because if I don't do it, I'm always be scared. Like, I don't want to be that person. So I started doing a lot of stuff. One of the things that I did was I skydived. Skydiving is so much fun. I would do it again. I would not do it a lot, but I would definitely do it again. I was so afraid to skydive, which is why I did it. I needed to know that I could do something that I was truly, truly afraid of. And it turned out to be an exhilarating experience. It's so hard to explain how exhilarating it is. I don't know if you guys will recall a few days ago, I talked about how I was at a training event and this gentleman who was training from the stage, he was petrified, like literally terrified of snakes. So he had them bring out a snake, put it around his neck. The snake was huge. It was yellowish and like cream white. I will never forget. Oh my God. I would just never forget. I was looking at that thing like, oh my God. He put it around his neck. For those of you who were in the last company with me, that was Troy Brown at an event. He put that snake around his neck and then he read, I think it was Invictus, the poem, not read it, but recited it. And I was looking at him like, oh my God. He was trembling, but he did it. And his whole point was danger is real. Fear is a choice. Danger is real, right? If you run across an expressway, that's dangerous and you could potentially kill yourself. Danger is real. If you jump off the top of the tallest building in Chicago or you're standing on the edge of it, that's not smart because danger is real. You could seriously hurt, impair, kill yourself. Fear, on the other hand, is a choice. We get to choose whether or not we accept the fear or we get to choose whether we're going to press forward through it anyway. And so one of the things about business is that, yes, there are going to be a lot of situations that we're in where we are truly uncomfortable and scared to move forward. The phone calls you have to make? Oh my God. Come on, y'all. I get nervous about them calls too. It's ridiculous. If I haven't talked to somebody in a long time, do you think I was on the other end of the phone when I called Jaqueline like, okay, let's go? No, I wasn't. I was on the other end of the phone like, I have not talked to this woman in like 7 years. She is probably going to think I'm crazy. Probably gonna think I'm crazy. What I didn't know on the other end was this was something that she was interested in doing. I didn't know that because we hadn't talked in so long. So he said, courage is all about understanding the direness of a situation and forging ahead anyway. Because the reality is we feel a lot more comfortable in our static situations. But what we got to understand is that's never going to be permanent. Life is never going to be static. Life is not always going to be stable. Remember in the very last secret when he points out that Adam had to get accustomed to the fact after the first day when the night falls, he has to get accustomed to the fact that he's not in a static world, right? Well, guess what? Neither are we. Some people are better at facing changes than others, but all of us have to learn how to face change and fear and stand our ground. Each and every one of us has the capacity for self-improvement. So this is really going to be interesting. People think that when I do public speaking, that I'm never afraid. People think that, I'm sure people probably think, man, she never gets nervous or scared or anything. Lies. All lies. All lies. Right? There are a lot of situations where I have discomfort and I got to press forward through them anyway. I'll give you guys a recent situation. And sometimes it's little things, sometimes it's bigger things, but every time it's nothing that cannot be overcome. All right. We make the thing that we're fearful of bigger in our minds than it really is. Okay. So recently my son graduated from eighth grade. Well, that day was a busy day. That was one of the Wednesdays when we got to go to this amazing place that I look forward to every single Wednesday evening because we get to hang out with the team and we get to hang out with friends and build new relationships and new friendships and stuff like that. So Jaqueline, who got our connection for this location, she couldn't be there either. So interestingly enough, we were able to get there earlier. Luane and I, that's my husband, we were able to get there earlier than I thought we would be able to get there, which was good. I didn't think we'd get there till 7. We actually got there at 6. Well, so when we got there at 6 o'clock, guess what? None of the people that we normally talk to were there. Like none of them who are managers, none of them. None of the connections that we have were actually physically at the restaurant that day. So I'm like, who in the world am I supposed to talk to? So I was uncomfortable literally asking around trying to find the right person for me to talk to. Literally uncomfortable asking the right person because I don't know them. I have to go up to them and find out, do they even know, since it's not a person that we normally talk to, do they even know that we do this event? One of the things that we do at the event is we have interaction. So at the very beginning, people can win drinks. Well, does the bartender even know that we have people who could win drinks, right? Okay, so it's on a couple of the TVs, but I got to ask them if you can put it on more of the TVs. It's just constant pressing and pressing. And I don't know these people. I don't know them. And a lot of people would look and be like, oh, she's comfortable doing all of that. It's not true. Lies, I tell you. So I talked to a couple people. I get connected to a person that can help. We are working together. And so guess what happens now? We overcome the situation. Obviously had to, because we needed to present. We needed to share our presentation for the night. So obviously we had to push through it. I had to overcome my trepidation and discomfort with talking to completely different people, perfect strangers who I had never interacted with before. And so once all of that is done, I learned the young lady's name who helps us, really, really kind. And guess what happens? Every week now when I see her, I know her name. Her name is Kathy. What's up, Kathy? I know her name now. Now I know the bartender's name. Hey, Jasmine. Now I can have conversations because I pushed myself to have conversations with people that honestly I wasn't comfortable talking to. Okay. So there is nothing good in our comfort zone, y'all, except a static, stable situation. And the reality is everything that we're looking for is outside of it. And it's usually on the other side of the fear, right? So he says, too often people fear making mistakes. They think that if they make a single mistake, all will be lost. Their lives will be ruined, and it will be the end of everything. Thankfully, life does not work that way. Thank God. We all sin from time to time, but rarely do we sin intentionally. None of us are going out there like, I'm about to do this. I know it's wrong. I'm about to do it. That's rare. We don't do that intentionally. And we don't try to make mistakes either. They just happen. All right. We're all fallible. He says the thing to accept is this, that in life and in business that you're going to make missteps. You will do the wrong thing from time to time, and it will cause bad things to happen. But we cannot fear these mistakes, and we cannot fear their repercussions. If we do, we will lock up in fear of the future. We'll fail to act. We'll fail to carve a path for ourselves and our lives because we're afraid of making our own mistakes. So many people are scared of making mistakes. Let me give you some freedom. I did not even know this was in the Bible. Did y'all know that in the Bible, Solomon tells us that there's no way you're going to achieve anything without sinning in the first place? Did you know that was in there? I didn't. Ecclesiastes 7:20, Solomon, the wisest man that ever lived, King Solomon said, there is no utterly righteous man on earth who achieves any good without sinning. One more time. There is no utterly righteous man on earth who achieves any good without sinning. Does that mean that we are to go out there and try to sin? No, that is not what that means. What it means is this. It means that you have to interact with the world to build a business and your personal life, and you're going to be doing things. And because people are not perfect, because we are all fallible, that means that as we're doing things to progress, even when we're trying to do good, we're still inevitably going to have some missteps. So understand that it is part of the process. Do you know that there are people who will not move forward because of their fear that they're going to fail? Not understanding that failure is part of the process. Failure are those missteps. Failure are those mistakes. But the reality is we cannot move forward if we don't fail forward, if we don't accept the mistakes and accept the missteps. People think in a lot of cases that when I move forward with things, I got all of it lined out. That's not true. Oh my God. What I know is this. I'm going to do the action, and if I make the mistake, we'll just fix it. Right. I'm going to move forward in progress and ask for forgiveness later. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the decision, and guess what happens if it's not the right decision? See, I'm going to learn that it was the wrong decision and to do something different the next time. Y'all, that's powerful. So in the moving forward, you're learning throughout the entire process. That's what's powerful. And even as adults, we got a lot that we still got to learn. A whole lot. He says that were you not striving towards goals? This is really good. This is actually my favorite part as he wraps up this chapter. This is my favorite part. He talks about making fear your friend, right? Because now that you understand that it's inevitable, see, that's what we really want you to understand. That's what he wants us to get. And I get it. Fear is inevitable. Make it your friend. Understand it's going to be there every time I speak, whether it is Wednesday nights, whether it is on Zoom every other night, whether it is at a big event where I get an opportunity to host or MC, whether I am the major speaker for that event, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Every single time I get nervous, every time, but every single time I know I'm going to kill it. Every time before I get on these videos, every time there is something in me that's like, oh my God, I hope I can give something good today. I hope I give something that's helpful, that's useful. That's like every time I do these videos, you guys have been here. We've been doing videos every single day for 3 months. Well, this is the 3rd month, because the first one, which we're starting again in July, was the 21-day financial fast, which is coming back up in July, right? So we did this every day for 21 days straight. Took a couple of days off, right? And then what did we start? We started this book. We did this book for the entirety of May. Every single weekday in May. And we've done it every single weekday in June with minimal exceptions. Like not even 5, with a handful, like 3, a couple of exceptions. Right? Every single weekday. And we're finishing this book up, and we're going to be doing it for at least 14 more days. And then guess what? Then we jump right back into the 21-day financial fast, because God has put on my heart to help people put their first 5 figures, if they haven't, in their bank accounts, in crypto, in some kind of way where they're putting it aside, where now they got 5 figures stashed away to the side, because that's the beginning of building wealth. Now, every time I get on these, not one time, you guys, but every time I get in front of this camera, every time there's this little voice in the back of my head that's like, I hope I give them something valuable today. I hope I don't bore them to death today. Oh my God, Jesus, why did you even ask me to do this? Today is just not a good day. Every time. Not one time, y'all. Not once a week. Not maybe once a month. Every time I do this video, every single time I pop on here, I have these thoughts. But guess what? I know that I'm going to press for it anyway. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to be here and then not show up. I'm going to press for it anyway, because people need this kind of information. I need it. And I know there are other people that need it, want it, and desire it. So if we can make fear our friend, absolutely. If we can make fear our friend, because now we understand it's an inevitable part of living a passionate life. What do I mean when I say a passionate life? Unapologetically, passionately living your life with your family. Unapologetically, passionately doing your business and being an entrepreneur. Unapologetically, passionately being the wife that you want to be. Unapologetically, passionately being that mom you aspire to be. Unapologetically, passionately going out there and living the healthiest life you can. When you desire to live a passionate life, you're going to take some missteps. You're going to be afraid to move forward. There are things that you are going to desire that you're going to be afraid of. But on the other side of the fear, like if this is fear right here, just on the other side is what I'm trying to get to. Now, am I going to let fear just block me? I think not. Okay. So he says, now that you know it is an inevitable part of a busy life filled with passion, creativity, read these 2 verses in Proverbs. 1. Proverbs 3:25 says, be not petrified of sudden fear. Don't even be scared of sudden fear. Proverbs 28:14 says, happy is the man who fears always. Who knew that was there? First, Solomon is telling me that I can't even achieve any earthly good without sinning. So I'm going to make some mistakes. I just need to be prepared for that. And then in Proverbs, they're letting me know, listen, don't even be afraid of fear, like even sudden fear. And the person who does fear, that's a happy man. Now, with these Proverbs, what King Solomon is communicating is a really simple principle. Y'all listen to this. This is so good. We cannot allow ourselves to be paralyzed by terror. Yet, remember that ordinary fear is quite normal. Don't allow fear to terrify you. And what is more important is know that you can find happiness in fear. How can you find happiness in fear? Because it shows you that, one, you are human. You are a human being because fear is normal. If you are not fearful of some things, there's a disconnect mentally. Fear is healthy. It's not unhealthy. Now, an extreme fear, extreme anxiety, that's different. But average, ordinary, daily fear, I'm afraid to get up and talk in front of these people. Normal fear, right? I'm afraid to skydive. Normal fear. I'm afraid to make the phone call. Normal fear. I'm afraid to call somebody I haven't talked to in 7 years and only met like once. Normal fear, right? And so this is the thing. This is where you got to find your comfort. This is the powerful part, y'all. Are you ready? Listen, this is powerful. It will help you. What's the word? Reshape is not the right word, but that's what I'm going to use anyway. It's going to help you reshape how you think about this and put it in the right perspective. Listen to this. This is powerful. And I need you to know this about yourself. Were you not striving toward goals? And if you had no dreams, you'd have little fear. The presence of fear can bring a small, private smile to your face. You know what's going on, and you know how to allow it. You know how to allow it to lift you to new heights. What am I saying? Or what is he saying? That when we make fear our friend, it reminds us, one, that we're human. Solomon has told us more than once, you cannot do great things without some missteps, without sinning. You can't. If you want to be great, you're going to have to make some mistakes. And you were born to be great. Do you understand that? You were born to win and programmed to fail. The world has programmed you to fail. You weren't born that way. You were born to win. You were born to be great. And see, King Solomon, the wisest man in history, says that there is no way that you can do great things. No one without sinning. No one without missteps. And the reality is, be happy in the face of fear, because in the face of fear is where you get to find your courage. That's where you get to move forward. That fear lets you know that you got a pulse. That fear lets you know that you are human. That fear lets you know that, listen, I'm a rational being, because I'm uncomfortable calling somebody who I haven't talked to in 7 years. I'm uncomfortable. But guess what happened on the other side of that fear? She is a beast and she is killing it. And guess what? The same thing can happen for you. So I am praying that you found, I'm praying that this encouraged you, because you guys, really, the reality is, when we're building these businesses, there's so much fear that we could feel. There's so much fear. There's so much trepidation, but I want you to experience the greatness that you have so very much. One of the things that's really big for me is I want to know how good of a wife I can be. Like, I want to know how great of a mom I can be. Honestly, I want to know how wealthy I can be. I want to know how healthy I can be. I want to know, how good of a person can I really be? I want to know how much of a giver I can really be. I want to know how much I can truly encourage people. I want to know how much I can truly inspire people. And if I want to know those things, if the only way for me to find out is to do the things. That's the only way. I don't get to just think about it and find out. I actually have to do it. And when I'm doing those things, I'm going to mess some stuff up sometimes. But guess what? When I make those missteps, when I make the mistakes, when I fall, the reality is I learn from it. So now I get to start from experience. I'm not starting from scratch. I'm starting from experience. Y'all, that's a powerful thing. And so I want you to know you were born to be great. You were born powerful. The world has programmed you to fail. When you were born, you didn't have fear like that. Not like that. You know, you would go after it as a baby. You go after it as a toddler. I look at my 4-year-old and I'm just like, this dude, oh my God. Where is your fear? Like, where is that fear muscle? Because you don't really have it. And I admire him for just doing whatever the hell. And we got to set the parameters. This is what's happened. See, over the years, the world has put parameters around you. Some of those parameters aren't even real. Some of them, yes, you need for your safety. But you don't need them for everything. Some of y'all got to break through this box that you have allowed the world to put you in. And now go out there and face things ferociously. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do things different now. We can't stop and think about what everybody thinks in order to move forward. Everybody's not going to understand how you move. And that's okay. But you know what's going to happen? Let me tell you, this is the part right here. Are you ready? So one of the biggest goals that my husband and I have when it comes to building the current business that we have, all right? So we are this close to where we're going to be earning $5,000 in residual income every month. We're like that close to it. But one of the big goals that we have is the very next residual level. This is what I want you to know. There are people that will watch us through this entire process, and they're doing the same thing for you. Same thing. There are people that will watch you through this entire process. And in the beginning, they judging. In the beginning, they're like, I don't know. They're doing all of that. But when you do it, when you do what you said you were going to do, when we hit that residual income level, when we're earning $10,000 a month, we're not going to blast it. Guess what's going to happen? People are going to see it. And when you do that, guess what they say? Oh, I knew you were going to do it. But in the beginning, that's not what they said to you. What I'm telling you is there are people who are watching you right now. And no, they're not supporting you the way you would like them to. So freaking what? It doesn't matter. Because a lot of those same people, when you do what you said you were going to do, guess what they're going to do? They're going to tell you, I knew you could do it. I knew you were going to do it. And that's when they're going to be all on social media like, that's my girl. Yep, I knew her. I saw her do this whole process. Not only that, those aren't even the people that we're thinking about. We're thinking about the people that you need to press forward to give them the courage to do it themselves. See, there are people right now that are watching you. And the fact that you are taking steps, you are encouraging them every single step you take. There are women, there are men, there are children, there are people that are attached to your assignment. You don't even know they are there. They are watching you right now, and you got no clue that they're out there. You have no clue they see you on social media. Why? They never press the like button. They never press the love button. They never comment. They're not hating on you. They're just watching. And you are encouraging them every single time you post a video. You are encouraging them every single time you share a post. You are encouraging them every single time you show up. You are encouraging them every single day that you become 1% better than you were the day before. It's time out for games. God created you to be great, and you chilling, and that's not what he designed you to do. You got to play full out. Whatever it is, whatever assignment he gave you, it's time for you to play full out. It's time for you to be the GOAT of your industry. It's time for you to be the LeBron James, if that's who you feel like the GOAT is. It's time for you to be the Tom Brady. It's time for you to be the Michael Jordan of your industry, of what you do. And you can't get there being afraid to take the winning shot. You can't. You're going to miss more shots than go in. But the ones that go in, oh my God, the ones that go in, those are the powerful ones. Those are the memorable ones. Those are the ones that everybody sees. Those are the ones that when you make those shots, those are the ones that people are like, damn, can't believe it. She actually did it. I probably should have did it when she called me the first time. I'm going to get on now. But you're never going to get to that point if you don't get past your fear. Never. I just want you to know that I believe in you because I know God put a gift in each one of us. And I know if you're here, if you're connected to me, real talk, He put a vision on the inside of you. And you got to stop being scared to work on it. Stop being scared. Remember, the Israelites walked into the Red Sea, water up to here, before Moses held that rod up, that staff, and God parted the sea. Before that, they were uncomfortable. They had to create their own miracle. They had to do it by stepping out into the water first. You got to do your part while you waiting on God. Y'all know He's waiting on you. Take a freaking step. Take the next step. Stop not taking steps and stop lying to yourself and saying it's not because you're scared. You are. We all are. But you got to move forward anyway. You got to be courageous anyway. You don't get to brag and boast about being courageous if you weren't scared. You don't. You absolutely don't. Okay. So I hope that was encouraging. I saw somebody put this really encouraged me. I'm so prayerful and so grateful that it did. I love y'all to life. I truly do. And I just want, there are people that are attached to us. I want you guys to see what I see so badly. If there are hundreds of thousands of people that I know are attached to me, if not millions, I already know this. Okay, that I need to do my assignment to encourage them. I need to show them that they can win. I need to do it so I can show them how to do it. I can't show you how to do what I haven't done. So I need to get it done so I can show people how to do it. So it's about self-leadership first. Okay. But this is the thing. If that's me and now you connected to me, how many people are attached to your assignment? How many people are attached to you in it? Imagine if it's tens of thousands. It don't even have to be millions. Do you guys even understand what God has called us collectively to do? The people He's called us collectively to help? The people He's called us collectively to encourage? Oh my God. I don't think we will ever see the ends of the ripple. You know how you drop a rock in a still lake and the ripples keep going and they keep getting bigger and wider? I don't know if we'll ever know the size of the ripples that we're creating. But I want you to know that together, y'all, we are affecting masses of people. And I want you to be ready to just press forward with your vision and your assignment and stop. Absolutely stop letting the enemy scare you into moving forward. God says, send your word. If we send His word, where we decree a thing, it shall be established. Send your vision forward. Take the step. Get out in the water up to here where you are terrified and let God show you what He can do. All right. I love y'all. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern.